Yes, you've read that right. The finale hasn't even been out for a full week, and the new What If Season 3 episode titles have already been leaked, but are they real or final? Well, we already knew the season could be releasing closer than we'd anticipated. Because the day after the finale aired, Marvel released What Could Have Passed as a finished clip from the season on their YouTube channel. It features Red Guardian and Bucky Barnes on a road trip together. David Harbour and Sebastian Stan return to reprise both of their roles. Since this episode is in this state already, it wouldn't surprise me if the others are too. But that's not the point of this video. The point is to go over the seemingly quote-unquote leaked episode titles for Season 3. The first episode title. I don't know why this whole thing just seems so fake to me. The first episode would be What If the Other Half Blipped? So it would just be basically in Infinity War, when Thanos snapped his fingers and people like Spider-Man, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, the Guardians of the Galaxy, and more were dusted away by Thanos. And others like Iron Man, Captain America, or Black Widow, and Hawkeye survived. This is an episode people have wanted longer than the What If series has been a thing, myself included. And by the time Season 2 came around, I'd figured out that's just not what they do. They try to tell unique stories that aren't what people think of. What if Thor was an only child? What if Peter Quill attacked Earth's mightiest heroes? What if T'Challa was Star-Lord? Are all good examples. Stories they could not tell within the foundation of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And mix characters and storylines that would not be mixed in that foundation. I hate the Episode 2 idea even more than Episode 1. It's something we've already seen in the MCU. What if Maria Rambeau was Captain Marvel? We saw a variant of Maria Rambeau as Captain Marvel during Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness as a member of the 838 Illuminati. Plus, we've seen her daughter, Monica, do the same thing in the main MCU 616 or 1999 or whatever during the events of WandaVision and the Marvels. So, the concept has already been well explored, especially since this image from Multiverse of Madness is the first thing to pop up when you search Monica Rambeau. I actually really like this episode idea. Episode 3 is What If Wanda watched musicals instead of sitcoms? So far, this is the one I like most because I'm a theater kid who loves musicals. I've been in a few musicals, most recently James and the Giant Peach. I also think it'd be cool to see the musicals through the decades, similar to the sitcoms through the decades. Start off with the 50s with like The Singing in the Rain, Mary Poppins, and Dick Van Dyke era of musicals. Evolve to the 80s and 90s as rock comes into musicals. Then into the 2010s with rap musicals such as Hamilton. Just picture Wanda performing a song similar to Satisfied. Why? Just why do we need this? I don't think anyone would want, care, or find this interesting. Episode 4 is What If Pietro survived Ultron? If you don't remember, during Avengers: Age of Ultron, Pietro jumped in front of Hawkeye, who was saving a kid, and both of them were about to get killed by Ultron drones. Quicksilver, aka Pietro Maximoff, took the hit instead, and his last words were his famous catchphrase, "You didn't see that coming." I cannot think of any scenario where this episode is interesting. Hawkeye would really just die instead, and maybe Quicksilver would join the Avengers. No major changes to the MCU, and he'd probably be against Wanda and Vision's relationship, and for drama purposes, he would join Team Iron Man in Civil War. Nothing too exciting here. Episode 5 would be What If Okoye took the heart-shaped herb? Probably just Okoye becoming Black Panther. The most interesting thing would be which villain she fights. Okay. If this is real, I like that this episode is acknowledging anything to do with Eternals. Because at this point, the only MCU project to do that is Eternals itself. When the film literally ended with a giant frozen celestial sticking out of the earth, surely someone would notice that. I think if time it did destroy the earth, it would be really fun to see the Eternals on whatever planet they end up on next. And it would be fun if one of their minds weren't wiped. Probably not like Cersei, maybe Sprite, Kingo, or Droog remembers and tries to warn everybody about the next emergence. and Icarus tries to stop them. I actually enjoyed Eternals and am probably its number defender/fan. I wasn't sure about Episode 7 at first. But what if Konshu chose Peter Parker? Sounds like a great episode. I wonder how and when this would work. I think it would be after Peter Parker became Spider-Man. My guess is why is either Mark Spector dies in this universe or Konshu loses Mark when Steven takes over the body. On when the Moon Knight Disney Plus series takes place in 2024, and luckily, two Spider-Man movies also take place in that same calendar year. My guess is this would happen after Spider-Man No Way Home. Konshu would choose Peter Parker for one. He's an experienced hero who knows he has to make the necessary sacrifices sometimes, and for two, no one in the world knows he even exists due to Doctor Strange's spell. So Spider-Man with no life to leave behind is a clear choice. Peter would become Khonshu's avatar of the moon, and he would become a Spider-Man Moon Knight hybrid hero. I think it'd be really cool since Peter is on the hero no killing. And whatever be amazing protect everyone goody-goody, and Khonshu would want Peter to do some questionable things like murder. Peter would have ethical battles in his mind and have to come to terms with some of the things he has done and will do. Okay, 2. What if a character survived episodes in the same season? Episode 8 is what if Natasha Romanoff survived Vormir. I see two ways this episode could go. Hawkeye could be sacrificed for the Soul Stone instead of Natasha, or B. When Bruce snaps his fingers and tries to bring Natasha back, he succeeds, but that either replaces her with Hawkeye or sends the Soul Stone back to Vormir. I like that last option, where the Soul Stone is sent back to Vormir, and the Battle of Earth has to happen without a Soul Stone, and the ending of Avengers Endgame would be changed as well as the entire MCU afterwards. This list is missing a 9th episode, but that could probably end up being the continuation of this scene from the finale, where the Watcher and Captain Carter arrive at Loki's Tree of Life. A cool plot they could do for this season is Peggy is watching all of these stories with the Watcher. There's also no season for confirmed as of now, but that could change. I hope the show just goes on till the writers run out of ideas. But if this is the final season, this 9th episode would have to be the biggest by far and wrap up Captain Carter's story. I also see it being the culmination of all 3 seasons that came before it, and could possibly see the return of Kahori and the Guardians of the Multiverse without Supreme Strange due to his death at the end of Season 2. There also seems to be no sign of the Bucky and Red Guardian episode, so this seems fake at first. But we could see them causing havoc in the multiverse throughout the season, and they could be the villains in the finale. Take these leaked episode titles with a grain of salt. I don't think they're true at all, but what do you guys think? Any what-ifs you'd hope to see in Season 3? Are you excited for Season 3? I know I am. Have a great day.